Welcome to the government news brief for Monday, November 16. In the news, GINA to take border controversy to Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. More mobile police patrols for the holiday season and beyond. And HIV/AIDS continues to affect Guyana's development. You are watching the government news brief. Guyana will be taking its controversy with Venezuela to the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Malta. And according to Foreign Affairs Minister Carl Greenwich, Guyana is confident of the support of the group. Guyana has already advanced its position for a juridical settlement of the border controversy. According to Guyana Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenwich, the Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group has been apprised of Guyana's position. In an interview with the Government Information Agency, the minister said that the issue will be addressed by foreign ministers of the Commonwealth.
That group looked at the matter and reported on it in the margins of the General Assembly, the United Nations General Assembly. They prepared a declaration which was approved, and that declaration now needs or is to be presented to the heads, for the heads to consider it.
Greenwich reiterated that Guyana's border was settled by a treaty since 1897. He said all countries have honored Guyana's border except for Venezuela, which is the only country that has a problem with the treaty.
We are dealing here with a breach of international law, an attempt to overthrow a treaty unilaterally. That is what we are discussing. That's what brought to the attention of the Commonwealth, and that's what the Commonwealth has pronounced on before and it's going to pronounce on now.
Guyana's foreign minister noted that over the years, the Commonwealth has always shown its support for Guyana. He expects nothing less this year. The meeting of the Commonwealth Heads of Government takes place in Malta from November 27 to 29. The Ministry of Public Security is strengthening the long arm of the law. According to Public Security Minister, the public should see a heavier mobile presence before the end of the year. Focus is also being placed on ensuring that police has enough evidence that would support convictions. Shanta Gobodan reports.
The 2015 national budget makes provisions for increased resources to be provided to the Guyana Police Force to enhance its operations in crime fighting.
We have put in for those cars, motorbikes, bicycles and so on already. The commissioners indicated to me that by the end of the year we should be able to have lots more cars, to the extent that almost all the station will have mobile vehicles to have the mobility that we want in the police force.
Significant emphasis is being placed on building capacity in the force as the administration strives to enhance the quality of the officers. In the advent of the installation of CCTV cameras in and around the city, police officers are currently engaged in training through the Justice Education Society on how to use video evidence in a court of law.
It is said by the experts that the evidence that is going to dominate criminal trials from now on would be video evidence. And especially since we now have from the IDB this project whereby we want to put cameras in every single street in Guyana, in Georgetown, at the first start. We will need proper detective work in relation to understanding how to capture these images so that they could put the narrative for a trial so that we can get the convictions.
Since the coalition government acceded to office, several law enforcement officers have benefited from training programs conducted locally and internationally. Shanta Gobodan with this Government News Brief.
The Guyana Water Incorporated is moving to address leakage and electrical problems across its water distribution system. Chief Executive Officer of GWI, Dr. Richard Van West-Charles, said the focus is ensuring customer satisfaction. Shanaza Lowe reports.
In an interview with the Government Information Agency, the new GWI CEO as a utility company spoke of new strategies for boosting water supply across the country.
Our landscape is dotted with a lot of these black storage tanks, for good reason, that we have not been able to have a good supply at all times, and the pressure within the system. Now, it is not singularly an issue related to GWI, because as you know, without electricity, our pumps cannot function. And so a lot of these issues that sometimes are related, not all, to GPL's production.
In terms of increasing access, Dr. Barnabas Charles said that the focus will be on improving the infrastructure to respond to the needs and growth of the population. He explained that the goal is to ensure that the water supply is improved so that it is able to go up to homes about 15 to 20 feet.
We have not been doing enough water quality analysis and in essence sharing that information with our consumer base, the general public, and that to my mind becomes an important issue. So we are now embarking, and then the other point I would say is the economic viability of the entity, and so we are challenged on that front also.
In looking at access, the GWI CEO said that the precedence will be placed on schools, health facilities, and eating establishments. There will also be focus on control disparity in terms of pumping hours, with specific emphasis on increasing the pumping capacity of communities such as Agricola, which at present has access to only 9 hours of water a day.
HIV/AIDS continues to affect Guyana's development. While there has been a decline, statistics shows that those most affected falls within the 25 to 49 years age range. Shanaza Low reports.
The Government of Guyana Global AIDS Response Progress Report 2015 states that at the end of 2014, a total of 463 cases were reported. The combined age group of 25 to 49 accounted for 61.7% of all HIV cases reported during the year. In comparison, during 2013, 513 cases were reported within this age group, accounting for 67.7% of all cases. The efforts of this country, however, to deal with this illness have not gone unnoticed.
When we compare the Guyana's status in prevalence, HIV prevalence in 2000 with 2015, I think that remarkable progress has been made. In fact, in 2001, you had about 7 to 8% of persons living with AIDS on treatment, and according to the figures for 2012, you have approximately 49% to 50% of the people living with AIDS. Although we need to increase that number, the remarkable progress is what I wanted to point out.
Guyana was also lauded for the reduction in deaths from HIV/AIDS over the past 15 years. This calculates a 70% reduction. Meanwhile, the country has also been making significant progress in the prevention of mother-to-child transmission. It is envisaged that by 2016, the entire Caribbean can declare that it has eliminated mother-to-child transmission.
And as you know, the world would like to eliminate mother-to-child transmission. And to do so, they have to reduce the infections from the mother to the child. And this involves ensuring that mothers access treatment. So yes, Guyana has been doing very well. We are now at a point where we need to determine whether they have reached the WHO and the UN AIDS agreed level, or when you could say they have eliminated mother-to-child transmission. This requires some form of study which has to be undertaken, and we are hoping that in the course of the next few months this type of survey can be done.
Bringing the people of Guyana together is an area of top priority for the coalition government. Their 2020 vision is to make sure that Guyana is a country where ethnicity is not something that will separate the people. More in this Shanta Goverdan report.
According to Social Cohesion Minister Amna Ali, the response she has been getting while conducting her sensitization program has been very positive, and by the year 2020, she believes that much will be achieved because it is something that the people want.
The people want the togetherness. There might be occasions where you will have individuals instigating it negatively. But all in all, I believe that 2020, we are going to be able to take Guyana to another level.
Government believes that working together is the only way for Guyana to move forward as a country and in unity.
I believe that by then, people will recognize that this is what we need. We need national unity for development. We need to have a good life for all Guyanese. And to have a good life, we've all got to cooperate. We've got to work together.
The Social Cohesion Minister noted that if persons are to focus on political persuasion and ethnic relations, then there is going to be serious trouble. She added that what is needed is for people to focus on themselves, their country, and its development.
Recent interventions have allowed for further development of the Kaichor National Park in keeping with Guyana's tourism drive. This is one of the many protected areas in Guyana that is managed, preserved, and developed by the Protected Areas Commission. More in this report.
Several initiatives have been implemented to transform the various parks into areas of education and awareness. To some extent, infrastructure to accommodate tourists and other visitors have been installed.
We've completed a new guest house down at the bottom of the gorge for persons coming to Kaichor Overland. We've just finished completing renovations to the visitor center as well as new staff accommodation at the falls.
Over 20 persons from communities around the Kaichor National Park have also been trained as tour guides and rangers to operate at the park. The first official management plan for the park is being finalized, as this will be used as a model for the further development of the other protected areas in Guyana, more specifically Shell Beach and the Kanuku Mountains.
Those parks, we've done a lot of work with communities, a lot of meetings to develop these management plans for those parts as well, and a lot of discussions about how benefits can accrue at the local as well as national level, so that these national parks don't kind of end up being places in Guyana that's locked away, but they become integral parts of our development.
The Protected Areas Commission is also involved in drafting an education strategy for Guyana, using the Guyana Zoological Park as a centerpiece for that education drive. All of this is being done in an effort to restore pride in Guyanese, as it fits hand in hand with government's 2020 vision, the fresh approach. Shanta Goberdan with this Government News Brief.
You are watching the Government News Brief. Remember that all our programs can be viewed on our website. You can also join us on Facebook and on Twitter.